The real story behind this layoff. 2025 might be the scariest year to work in tech.
I got laid off today.
Every morning I open LinkedIn and someone is just gone. Another teammate, another friend. More people are getting cut. And everyone else is thinking the same thing. Am I next? And honestly, I feel it too. I am an engineer here in Sweden and that anxiety has been sitting on my shoulder since May. After I start to search more, I found more.
I'll give you a very simple calculation. A typical large language model is trained with something on the order of 20 trillion tokens, right? Or 20,000 billion tokens. A token is like a word, more or less. A token typically is represented on 3 bytes. So 20 or 30 trillion tokens, each on 3 bytes, that's about 10 to the 14 bytes, a 1 with 14 zeros behind it. This is the totality of all the text available publicly on the internet. It would take any of us several 100,000 years to read through that material. Okay, so it's an enormous amount of information. But then you compare this with the amount of information that gets to our brain through the visual system in the first 4 years of life, and it's about the same amount. In 4 years, a young child has been awake a total of about 16,000 hours. The amount of information getting to the brain through the optic nerve is about 2 megabytes per second. Do the calculation, and that's about 10 to the 14 bytes. It's about the same. In 4 years, a young child has seen as much information or data as the biggest LLMs.
If you are following the AI news, you might know him. He is the chief AI scientist at Meta, Yann LeCun. LLMs are the most common AI tools and they are the foundation of today's investment. But at the end of the day, they are still language models and that's their core limitation. They have no emotions, they follow the language pattern. They are like quite guessing tool, we can say. But simply Yann LeCun says,
it tells you is that we're never going to get to human level AI by just training on text. We're going to have to get systems to understand the real world. And that understanding the real world is really hard.
Now they believe that they will invest in more GPUs and they can train these models with more data. Since they have more powerful GPUs, it will help them to get like more intelligent AI. But that's not correct anymore because what is the source of data? Which is internet. And internet is limited. So LLM is kind of hitting the wall and hitting the today's scaling problem right now.
And the scaling insight arrived, right? Scaling laws, GPT-3, and suddenly everyone realized we should scale.
Founder and chief scientist of OpenAI, he is fired, I guess, Ilya Sutskever, recently talked about this scaling problem of AI.
So you say, hey, if you mix some compute with some data into a neural net of a certain size, you will get results, and you will know that it will be better if you just scale the recipe up. And this is also great. Companies love this because it gives you a very low risk way of investing your resources. Yeah. Right? It's much harder to invest your resources in research.
What he simply says is, since 2020 we have been able to scale LLMs bigger and bigger to get massive improvements and it worked. By investing more to the processors and they can compute more data, they have improved their LLMs more. But it calls us to use GPT or like Gemini or other LLMs as today's Google, right? But it doesn't mean that they are like intelligent to do our jobs. On the other hand, since LLMs don't understand the real world, they are quite limited. Being an engineer is not just like sitting down and writing the code. It is more about like connecting with people and understanding the people, understand the others' expertise. The most important being an engineer is we can bend the rules when needed. I think today's AI simply cannot do that. Yes, there are narrow AIs which can be the best chess player ever, but that's their core limitation. They can just play chess. They cannot do nothing more than that. But today's AI, when you teach something new to the LLMs, they might lose their expertise, which is called catastrophic forgetting, which I mentioned in my last video. I think this firing trend, it is a trend. It's not more about like LLMs or AI. It is more about like the correction in the economy due to the hiring booms in the COVID time. I want you to remember the time when Corona hit. Amazon nearly doubled its workforce. Google's Alphabet grew by like 60%. Facebook Meta almost doubled from 45,000 to 86,000 people. It is quite obvious that COVID has passed and they don't need that much workforce right now. They just doubled their companies. They create a corporate workforce that is now too large for current demand level. So they have to fire. But have you heard any CEO say we overhired, we have to fire people, we are sorry? Instead they say,
yes, like with every technical transformation, there will be fewer people doing some of the jobs that the technology actually starts to automate.
They will definitely say AI, new tech automation, but I'm quite surprised why NVIDIA shares are going down then. As you know, like NVIDIA is the biggest AI investors right now, and while NVIDIA had like $57 billion profit in last quarter, it is up 22% from the quarter 2, and it is up 62% from a year ago. Why it happens? It happens because the investors start to lose trust in AI. And for sure the fear of AI bubble, which everyone talks about right now, not the end of the tech jobs. They will start to hire more people. There will always be opportunities for people who adapt themselves to the new tech, to technical change. Don't rot your brain by using ChatGPT. You have to use your logical thinking, you have to use your creativity. Don't use LLMs as your brain. Don't replace them. Thanks for watching. You can go and watch my Google solved AI's biggest problem. Don't forget to subscribe. See you.